Hi Virgo, welcome to your love reading. Today we're going to be looking at your energy versus theirs. This is going to be a general reading, so the rules might get reversed, or it may or may not resonate with you. And if this reading resonates with you, there's going to be a link down in the description box below for a personal reading with me, okay? So in this reading, Virgo, we're going to be pulling card about who is it that we're going to be talking about today and what their current energy is like, your challenges, past, present, future from both parties, and we're going to clarify them. And I'm also going to be pulling some advice card for you by the end of the session. Virgo. The challenges within this connection is you have the Emperor and you also have the Two of Pentacles in upright position. You might be dealing with an Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, or you might be dealing with a Virgo or a Pisces or a Cancer. That's as far as I can see right now. But I feel that one of the biggest challenges within this connection has a lot to do with, I don't know, I think this is all about the power play. One person within this connection is trying to ensure that they're still having a little bit of a control or power over the connection over the other person. We're going to clarify later, okay? Because this person's current energy, they have the Ace of Wands, the Hermit, and also the High Priestess in upright position. So they know what they should be doing. Okay, sometimes they have a bit of an impulses of like, okay, you know what? I'm going to be doing this towards Virgo. I'm going to be doing this and that, this and that. However, every time they have that impulse, every time they have that desire to do things, they then starts to, okay, I don't know, let me see. Let me think about it for a second. Let me observe Virgo. You know, how they're going to be reacting or how they are in the now. So there's always this hesitancies in doing something towards you, in which we're going to clarify in a moment. Because in the past, you are the Queen of Cups and also the Ten of Pentacles. From their side, they have the Star, and yet they have the Seven of Swords. So this is very interesting because I feel that in the past, you were very, very emotionally available. You felt very, very connected. There's something about this person that feel very, very connected to you. You might think that this is a twin flame relationship, or there could be a soulmate connection, but this person has a very, very profound impact in your life because you feel that I've never felt so connected with, with a person as much as I do with this person before. Now, and you start to envision how the future is going to be looking like for the both of you in the future. You wanted this to be a long-term type of relationship that involves a collective happy type of relationship, and also at the same time there's a longevity towards it. However, this person in the past, although they feel the same way with you, they feel that you guys are their wish fulfillment. They feel that they manifested you. I don't know why I heard that, but they felt that like you are one of the things that, wow, like I kind of like manifested Virgo in my life. However, when it's being presented with the Ten of Pentacles, there's a Seven of Swords right there. So there's a bit of a sabotaging behavior that they were doing in the past, in which we're going to clarify later on. Now, in the present moment, you have the Fool card and you also have the Hierophant. I do love your energy because it's very, very divinely guided, because I feel that you wanted to take a giant leap of faith towards something. There is a reset here in your life that you would really, really like to be doing, and you like things to be equal. So if you were to be in a relationship with somebody, or if you were to be in a connection with somebody, you would like it to be a connection that is very, very equal. Okay. Now this person at this present moment, I don't know why they have the Seven of Swords and the Devil here. There's a lot of sabotaging card. Okay. And we're going to clarify, but one of them has a lot to do with them still wanting to have a bit of a control or power within this connection. And we're going to clarify because this person right now is very, very undecided. So do they want you? They do. But the way in which they attract you or wanting to have you is not really, really healthy. You see, this devil is extending his arm and be like, come my way, come my way. But again, it comes from the devil. So it's not through a very healthy type of way. And I do feel that you're still connected with this person at some point. Okay. Now in the future, you have the Five of Wands and you also have the Eight of Pentacles in upright position. I feel that there's going to be a bit of an inner conflict from your side about this connection in particular, of you protesting, or maybe you starting to express how unhealthy and how you don't see this connection as what you envisioned before. Do you still want to put in the work within this connection? You do. However, I feel that there's going to be an expression here that you guys are going to be doing in the future, in which we're going to be clarifying. Now, in the future, this person, they have the Sun card, so they like it when you guys are working on this connection. They do like it when you guys are putting like a lot of consistencies and persistencies within this connection. However, at the same time, I feel that you have a bit of a clashing of boundaries between the both of you. We'll see. Let's start your reading here, Virgo, and let's start clarifying them. It's kind of like a bit similar with the Leo reading that I did earlier, where there is something here. One of the challenges within this connection has a lot to do with the moral differences. You see, moral is something that is not your idea of things that are morally wrong and right could be different from me. You know, what I would consider as morally wrong or like micro cheating or cheating might be different than you. Yeah. So there is a bit of a moral differences in here, and the kind of relationship that you would like to have in your life versus theirs is very different. Again, we're talking here about expectations and moral thing, okay? So for you, you love this connection. You love this person. You would like to be doing things that are okay with this person. Yeah, you gladly want to work hard on this connection. I could see that. Now, from their side, there's something here about them not really liking your boundaries, or not really liking your practicality, not really liking your conclusion over certain things. Because again, there is a different idea of morals, and there is a different idea about a relationship and commitment looks like. So we'll see. Let's clarify the Two of Swords. And I feel that this person is trying to push their idea of commitment, or their idea of relationship, and their idea of what's morally right or wrong towards you, although you might feel differently about it. It could be like you think that they're doing something that is morally wrong, and they're like, nah, it's not a big deal. Because I just had the type of interaction with my friend earlier. You know, we were discussing a friend of mine who had a marriage problem, and then I was like, no, yo, that is wrong. That for me is morally wrong, because I think he's cheating. And she's like, no, I don't think he's cheating. So it's different. It's different from people to people. Okay, so let's clarify that Two of Swords. You're not interested in engaging in a conflict with this person. You're not interested in things that are difficult. So every time there is conflict, every time there is argument, every time there is a problem, you tend to approach it from a very, I'm not going to say indifferent, but it's more about like you're not really affected by it emotionally, I would say. And you're also realizing that some things that this person is doing might be stemmed from insecurity. You're starting to realize that, and you're starting to understand that. And because of your understanding about them, and because you're giving background story towards everything that this person is doing, whether it's right or wrong, it kind of like cloud your judgment a bit, Virgo. I'm sorry to say that. So this person eventually feel that eventually you guys are going to give in towards them, because you would realize and understand their active services towards you. So there is a lot of optimism from this person's side about you eventually would be willing to do something for them or give in towards them. So I'm going to clear for the judgment in the future from their side. Oh, Virgo. So I'm going to retract what I said earlier about you finally expressing something, because I don't see that being bad. I feel that this 5 of Wands in the future is something that would disrupt your sense of self because of the way that this person is behaving. Okay. What I mean by that is that in the future, yeah, I feel that you might be dealing with a Leo because it's pretty similar, this reading. You might be dealing with a Capricorn as well, or a Taurus here, or a Taurus or a Libra. But anyway, it's more about every time you want to do something that is, I don't know, man. It's weird, this reading, because every time you want to be communicating with them, or every time you are excited to or desire something with them, they're going to block it out. They're going to be like not interested with doing so. However, should you do something that would nurture them, do something that would make them feel beautiful and everything like that, they would gladly accept that. However, should you be offering them, again, King of Pentacles, things that are stable, things that are reliable, things that are trustworthy, that's when they're like, I don't think I want that. It's interesting, this person, so they feel a certain type of way, but they don't necessarily want what you want. Interesting. Interesting. So I think one of the reasons why they are acting opposite the way that they're feeling and the way that they're thinking has a lot to do with two things. The first one is that you're too available to a point where here's the thing. Chemistry, right? Our feelings towards someone is dictated by our past, whether you believe it or not. Okay, because chemistry is a neurological reaction towards something that is familiar. So if you're familiar with dealing with people who are emotionally unavailable, then you would always have an amazing chemistry with people who are emotionally unavailable, because you keep on chasing. You would then equate chasing with love. Me chasing after something, me having to prove myself is love. Okay? Keep that in mind. If you are always dealing with narcissistic people, then you would always have an amazing chemistry with narcissists. Now, when somebody has that type of pattern, right, dealing with emotionally unavailable person or dealing with a narcissist, when they meet somebody who is exhibiting like a lot of green flags, the green flags become a red flag. Oh, you're so clingy. Oh, you're too available. Why you keep checking up on me? Oh my God, get out of my house. You're always here all the time. Why do you fix my things? Why do you do this? The green flag becomes a red flag. Now, all of your green flags, when you are available, becomes their red flag, Virgo, because they're not used to receiving that kind of stuff. And when things are easy, they don't equate that with love in their mind. They don't need to chase. They don't need to prove their self-worth. They don't need to do any of that. You're available. All of your green flags become a red flag for them. So that's one. And the second one, and I feel that this might apply to maybe 5% or 10% of you, They are at this present moment not at a place or not at a point in their life where they could be committed because they're stuck to something. It's either they're stuck in, I don't know, an offsite job, or they're stuck in another relationship and they can't be with you. So, but that only applies to 5 to 10% of you. For the majority of you, it's going to be the first explanation about you not triggering their neurological reaction towards something that is familiar. So your green flags become their red flags. Okay. Now, eventually in the future, Virgo, I feel that you would start to understand that. Walking towards Leo season, I feel that you guys are going to start withdrawing more of your investment and your energy towards this person, because you're starting to realize that this person is a bit emotionally selfish. All right, so let's start pulling some advice here for you here, Virgo. Okay, so you have the Six of Pentacles, you have the Star card, and you also have the Justice in upright position. Keep in mind that this is the After Tarot deck, so it's going to be very different than the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot. But here, I feel that the advice here has a lot to do with your spirit guide and universe truly want you to be focusing on every aspect of your life as well. I feel that this connection has sucked you in and has sucked all of your attentions and focus towards it to a point where you're starting to abandon the important aspect of your life. It could be about your family, it could be about your children, it could be about your finances, your career, and everything like that. I feel that it's time at this present moment for you to start managing your time wisely so that you could attack and you could address all of these aspects in your life in time. Okay. Now, there is something here about you also needing to, because I feel that this month in particular is going to be very busy for you. You have to deal with this, you have to deal with this, you have to deal with this. There is one specific emphasis that your spirit guide and universe here want you to, know is that because this week or this month is going to go by very fast because of a lot of things that you need to be doing, you also need to start balancing out between the need of others versus the need of yours. Because at some point in time, you would need to have some space and time for yourself to do the things that makes you feel connected to the divine. It could be praying, it could be meditating, it could be doing anything that makes you feel passionate about something about your life. Okay, there is a high emphasis of you to start balancing between the need of others versus the need of yours. Okay, so I think that is it from reading for you here, Virgo. I hope that you find tons and tons of clarity that you've been looking for, and I hope to see you guys next week for another weekly reading. All right, bye bye guys, have a great day. I love you.